The other day, I saw a Reddit post on r/support lol that was a screenshot of a person's match history where they had a lot of losses with high KDA titled, "What am I doing wrong?" The highest rated comment in the thread said, "All the folks saying Deathless is a problem do not understand this game, please do not listen to them." As a multi-season challenger support player, I want to say that this comment is extremely misleading and will be a bad mindset to have if you want to improve at the game. Generally, if you have a very high KDA with a lot of games and you're close to a 50% win rate on those champions, it usually means that you are too concerned about not dying and not willing to make plays that would put you in danger. If you look at any high ELO enchanter, you will see that almost all of them never have KDAs above 5. Unless you're Reckless. I think Reckless is truly an exception because he's a beast, but let's be honest, the person in the screenshot is definitely not playing at the same level as him. I do agree with the last part of this comment though, where Garthro says sometimes you just lose. You can play very well and just lose because someone on your team can just run it down. So was the player in the screenshot just unlucky? There are times where you can have a sequence of unplayable games, but I think this is most likely not the case. After doing some digging, I found the Posters League account. They have very high KDAs with a lot of games and are close to a 50% win rate, so there's definitely something that they are doing that's holding them back from winning more. I'm going to randomly choose a game from their match history and VOD review to see what's going on. Alright guys, let's jump right into this replay. The player that we're reviewing is the Nami. I'm assuming that they generally do fine in lane just based off of their KDA, but maybe they're lacking the mid-late game or they're not very good at translating their lead. So let's see how they play this 2v2. Okay, so right off the bat, I don't like that we have bone plating. I'm not going to be too critical about the rune setup and build, just because I think that's a small fix. That's not like the main reason why they're struggling to win with such high KDA. So okay, here already I could see that we're playing just super passive. I think in this 2v2 you should be able to handshake lane, and I think initially this person was playing for level 2, which is really good, but I don't know why they back off when they should just be autoing the wave here. So I'm gonna jump back a bit. So this is good that they are autoing the wave, but then they get a little scared and back off just right here. They should be playing the bushes here more, but I'm more concerned about why they're not pushing forward. I know Smolder is playing a bit back, but now we're just playing a little too far back. You should be giving up the wave here because they hit level 2. So I think already we are playing a little scared when we should be looking to handshake the lane to level 2. We are kind of delaying our level 2 spell here. I think we could have put it in E. Okay, so they just get it now. Could have put E in that exchange. Yeah, you can just see here, like we're this person is playing just super far back. And Janna into Nami will win out on every trade if they trade 1 for 1, just because Nami has more sustain than Janna. But we're not really using that to our advantage, and we're just playing super far back. We can see just how far back we are playing with just like looking at the Nami's position relative to Smolder. So this lane is going to reset to neutral here. Yeah, I'd be walking with Smolder here. Okay, so this ward, not the best ward. Actually, a really bad ward because... Oh yeah, this was Nami. This lane is resetting to neutral, right? So this ward should not be placed here because the enemy isn't strong enough to guarantee push this into Nami, and we should be looking to either make it neutral or push in to the enemy, especially because Shaco is also invading. So we most likely would want to just shove this. The correct play here is to shove this, and this ward is just too defensive. We already established that there's no one in here with Smolder walking in, so this is just, these two wards are just not good. I don't think we're really paying attention to the map here for both players. Like, the enemy is rotating bot back because Shaco is invading. Truthfully, this is a pretty bad invade by Shaco because Echo backed, but if I were to be paying attention to the map, I would be looking to shove this as even before the lane resets to neutral. I would already be looking to shoving this here because I know Shaco is here and he's unspotted, so you can be the first to move on this wave. The way I would play this is I would most likely hard shove the wave, get level 3, and then try to move. I can't shove this in all the way. I wouldn't have enough time. Shaco does end up dying, but yeah, I could see that we're not really paying attention to the map and not setting up the waves to kind of respond to what's happening. I'm assuming like this is a pretty common thing amongst all of their games where they're kind of just sitting back here and just being very passive as opposed to having a game plan to kind of like manipulate waves in a way to set up for those plays. And that's a pretty advanced thing, but I think this person is Diamond. And I think that'll be like the next step to kind of break into Masters. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like we're setting up for anything and we're not really trading at all. We're full health, we're like full mana. Like, yeah, you could argue like, oh yeah, I want to play pretty passive because I'm playing with Smolder, but like we don't, this is just like too passive. You can, there's a lot of areas where you can set up and kind of make things happen. Like now we're moving up and pushing Sivir here because Janna is gone, but we could be doing a bit more even in the 2v2. So these guys are fighting. Nice bubble. Smolder lives. Okay, very good, very good. Damn, Smolder doesn't live, but not bad. Good that Nami did, you know, push Sivir there because Janna was mid. But, yeah, like I was saying earlier, could have done a lot more in the early game. So on the first back, we are getting a Bandle Glass Mirror and a Control Ward. We see that Shyvana's at the blue, and then Echo ends up killing Shyvana. And we are walking back bot, straight bot. This is fine. Can't really go mid because Echo was working on Shyvana, and then no one's going to be here, so going bot here is fine. Again, bone plating, very bad into double lane, especially into Sivir, because she can proc it very easily with her W. If anything, you want to take bone plating, if anything you want second wind, but I would most likely take the CC one that heals. So Shaco comes in, we get a kill. Okay, so I mean, so far, game state is pretty good for us. The score is 5-5. We're pretty strong. Where are we going? Okay. Control Ward back here. I think in this position, it would be a lot better to put the Control Ward up here. Just because we are ahead now. And I think that we can have a lot of prio in this lane. Yeah, just because we are ahead. Also, Janna into Nami is Nami favorite, like I said earlier. Here, you could she probably could have looked to roam mid here after pushing out bot wave, but I think recalling is fine as well because Quinn is full health. So we are walking straight back to bot lane. Here, I think it would be good to walk mid just because Smolder will be fine catching this wave. This is kind of a missed opportunity to maybe look for something here. So I think this person maybe doesn't roam a lot, and that will really take you to the next level. We're just, yeah, playing passive here. So playing passive here makes sense because Shyvana just took Dragon. but Shyvana is now showing mid. And so if we hit tab, I think we're actually even on items. Yeah, we're kind of even on items in the 2v2. But I would not be playing this passive. Like here I would probably be just looking to fight, looking to just harass a lot more. We are level 6, and so we're both level 6 here, and Janna is level 5. So I would immediately look to start a fight here because we do have the level advantage and Nami is still level 6. It's kind of illegal for Sivir to get prio when you are in this position, because they are ahead, and also again, it's a matchup thing. Nami should not be afraid here. Kind of a random E. Also, grubs are up, and I would most likely want to move here. So I could have moved on the wave before, but also, like, if Janna's not showing here, that means that Janna probably recalled. So it's very illegal for Sivir to be 1v2ing both of you guys, because yeah, it's just 1v2. Like, I'm assuming Janna's just moving to grubs here, and it's so bad if Sivir just goes unpunished and she is able to just 2v1 you guys. So looking at grubs. Yeah, so Janna does end up roaming here. And we are still really doing nothing bot. I think that we definitely should have looked for the roam here. And this is kind of like another thing that's hard. If you are playing an enchanter, you have more windows to kind of roam. If you're playing into an enchanter rather than like engage, just because enchanters can't punish as hard as engage, but this is like, this is so bad that Sivir's not getting punished at all here. Like, we're looking to punish here, and we do get some good damage off. Like, truthfully, Sivir is playing this really bad as well, because she should just never be walking up here because it is 2v1, but we should have been playing this way on the last wave when it was neutral and Janna wasn't showing. Yeah, so Janna's back in lane. She's still not level 6, so you could still look for an opportunity to force an engage here. Although it is a little scary now because we don't know where Shyvana is. So we kind of missed that window on that roam. Win is showing here. Okay, good ult. We could have played that a little bit better, but I'm more concerned about like the macro aspect than the micro. So Janna's level 6 now. There's a lot of fighting in the river. Smolder has to catch this wave. But where are we going? Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, right? Sivir just pushes in this wave. And there's fighting that happens in the river. I think the problem with this player is that they're not only passive, but they're also just not looking at the map. This would honestly be a pretty bad play for the blue team, just because like them fighting in river doesn't make sense, because Smolder has to catch this wave, and it's hard for the enemy is going to have first move in this fight. So this is going to be a 4v2. But we should not be just sitting here like this. We should be moving towards the fight, being very careful of trying to enter this rather than to just sit bot. Because so they are able to kill Quinn, but we're still not moving. Or sorry, we are moving, but then we kind of like circle back. So this fight is still going. Where is... Yeah, this fight is still going. It's not looking too good, but we could be like walking up to Sivir, maybe W bounce the your W onto Sivir, onto your teammate, something here, but we're so late on this rotation, and we're also like going up and down. It like really our pathing is really bad, and then it ends up being that Smolder moves before Nami, which should never really happen. AD carry should be the last to enter fights, which makes sense, right? Because Smolder has to catch this wave, but Smolder is influencing the fight before Nami because we're slow on reacting, and also our pathing was just really bad here. I mean, bad pathing, you know, it happens, but I think we're really just lacking a lot of map awareness, and we're not being proactive. We're being very reactive in a lot of these plays. So we're not really taking initiative to make the plays. I think we're just reacting, and we need to have a just better mindset of looking for opportunities. So we walk back bot here. We probably could have walked mid here, but we just kind of default to walking bot. We also just, I think this person buys too many control wards. We're doing the same thing. This is the third control ward in 11 minutes, and it really hasn't done anything. Yeah, this is why I don't really recommend buying control wards on enchanters unless you have a lot of prio in lane. So you can see already, Janna goes mid off of base because she pushed in the wave. Nami could have matched it, but they end up getting a kill. So, I mean, that's good for them, but we could have been mid. It could have been a lot worse. I think this player probably just always defaults to just walking bot, which is very problematic because you just miss a lot of opportunities to influence the map. And then also, this person only really walks up to trade or like interact in the lane when they know that it's a 2v1, but they should be just looking to fight a lot more. Okay, we get this 2v2 in. Nice try on the bubble. Get the W off. And we end up winning this fight, which is insane because Janna had Moonstone, but the enemy just played it so bad. And then Smolder does get a kill. So game state is looking really good. Everyone on the team is fed. I think this is going to be a pretty crazy throw because if you're in this position, it's just looking really good. I don't know why we're not recalling or doing anything here. Okay, so they get the double kill bot, and then we're not hitting the tower to get plates or use our support stack. I think maybe they want to give the plate. Okay, so maybe they're not walking up to because they want to give the plate, which is okay, I guess. I think you should never share the plate with your AD carry as an enchanter, because gold on enchanter is actually really good because their items spike a lot harder. But yeah, I could see what they were going for, and it's like, okay, but you know, in solo queue your AD carry is honestly usually very unreliable, so I'd rather have the gold on me. But that's okay. We get mandate. We take the reset. We default walk bots. Queuing Smolder to get the movement speed. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I think walking bot here is fine because Echo was just resetting and Quinn was also full HP. So again, just yeah, I don't know, I think we're just very scared to walk up. I think like items are the same. Yeah, I think generally items are the same, but they're just kind of letting the Sivir and Janna get just push in the wave for no real reason. Yeah, and it should just never be that way. Unless you're like unsure that the jungler is not there, or like the mid laner is not there, or you're like super behind where you can't contest it, it's fine, but we're kind of just like letting them do that for no reason. We're if also like looking at this, look how far behind Nami is standing from Smolder. If you watch any high elo enchanter, you'll always see that they are at least neutral or like sitting in a bush or like slightly ahead. They'll most of the time never be behind unless it's like an Ezreal where like the AD carry can like blink. But even like just looking at this, both enchanters are just playing super far behind. It's just this Nami is just very scared, and then like because Nami isn't walking up. Well, okay, Smolder did step forward a bit and is now in the range of these two, but like Nami should be in a position to be helping Smolder or like yeah, being like right outside of the range rather than far back. So if they do go for this 2v2, she can just automatically jump in this fight, but we are just playing super far back. Yeah, and in doing so, like you want to be a bit forward as Nami because it's important to be in range for the bubble, right? So we're just kind of healing, doing nothing. It's like it's okay because you are playing Smolder and like, you know, Smolder skills and stuff, but I think we should be playing a lot more forward here. And you guys like they just win. Like I guess they were that much stronger than them, but yeah, I would want to see Nami just play a lot more forward here. So Quinn comes down, good bubble. W, fun little interaction. I would have waited till the Grievous Wound disappeared before Wing here, just so I can get the max value, and you can kind of see the Grievous Wound, just the visual, so you could wait. Gets ganked by Quinn, unfortunate. But Shaco comes through, and he cleans up the double, so very good stuff. Alright, I hope you do not walk bot here, because Shaco pushes in this wave. Okay, nice. So we are actually rotating mid. Here, I ideally would want to set up for Herald, because Herald is up. So we start mid. And at this point in the game, we can pretty much play around anyone, right? Everyone is super fed. You could go bot, mid, top. Obviously, you want to start mid to help Smolder get the wave and then move to side lanes. But let's see how this kind of plays out. So we push mid. We are walking bot for some reason. So I think we're just following Smolder kind of like mindlessly. Smolder wants to go red, get red. Shaco's going bot, so it'd be kind of hard to get Herald here. Janna is showing topside with Swain. I don't really blame Nami for not getting prio in this lane in this exact moment, just because Smolder went to go get red. So they get Herald, and then Shaco's also bot side, so it's like you can't really do too much. But I would probably take the time here to ward the bot side of the map, just because if Herald was taken top, Janna was shown top, Sivir was shown assisting the Herald, that means most of them are most likely going to be topside. So you should take this time to go set up the map bot, because everyone's most likely going to be topside, right? And also Dragon is, let me see. Dragon is up in a minute. So yeah, we should be using this time to set up the bot side of the map here. So Quinn does end up showing bot, but in this downtime where you guys are kind of just like pacing back and forth in the mid lane is the time where you could have warded here, and then Smolder could have backed you up because well, he's not really doing anything, right? But because we are waiting too long, we're not taking any like trade to like really play the map. We're kind of just like, I don't know, we're just AFK mid. So now it's really dicey for you to go face check or like set up for the dragon side, because it's been what, like a minute since they took Herald. So then you don't know if the enemy is either resetting or they could just be sitting in a bush now. So that was the window that you needed to take to go ward. And we can see Echo has to walk in blind here. Also, it's like really illegal that the enemy bot lane gets prio before you guys, just because Smolder is ahead by like a component, and you guys just straight up win the 2v2, but we're just kind of not doing anything. Herald gets dropped. Mid falls. We're warding the top side of the map. Echo is pinging for Dragon. Yeah, it's just like, if we have one ward on the map, and we've been sitting mid for like the past 2 minutes, and it's like very hard for your team to play, even though you are ahead, because you aren't giving vision for them, right? And like you see, Janna is just playing how the game should be played, where she's pushing mid and then going to sides with the prio that she has. We miss Dragon. Bot gets flanked. Shaco has to kind of like just YOLO go for this. And yeah, we're just not moving. Enemy team is all super behind, but they're just pushing waves and moving, which is illegal because they're weaker than Nami's team. And yeah, we're just kind of pacing mid, not doing anything. Jan has been on both top and bot, and we've only just been sitting mid. We finally moved because there's no one mid, and let's see. We catch Shyvana here. I think it was a little overkill on the ult, but you know, I'm happy that something happened. Quinn goes for flank here. And then we are able to get a kill. So, okay, let's go back. Let's go back. We have one ward in our inventory, right? So we have 2 wards here. This is before we rotated bot. So I think this is a good ward here. This ward should have been thrown down like a lot earlier, just so you can leverage this to ward deeper. So the way you really want to play this is that because you are stronger mid and you have prio, we want to use this prio to go ward deeper on their side rather than to have it defensively because we're ahead, right? So if we shouldn't just let the enemy push into us. We should be pushing into them and then going into the enemy jungle and looking to make offensive plays inside their jungle. But because we are so passive and not really do anything, we have like very defensive wards, which doesn't really make sense for the game state because we are ahead. I think it's probably like this for like the majority of the game. So we're 208. Enemy has 3 dragons. Otacon is spawned, so we are walking towards the bot side, which is very good. There's a fight that breaks out. Quinn finds Shaco. And we're kind of just like hovering around the area, trying to fight. Otacon breaks. Enemies on Otacon. And we get kind of pushed out. Honestly, I think this play wasn't really your fault. Because Shaco just died. And it was like, you walked straight to Otacon. There wasn't really any time for you to set up. So this is like whatever, but we should just never be in this game state, right? With how far ahead we are. 21 minutes in, everyone was just like super ahead, but we're not only we're letting the enemy push into us, but we're also just not playing the sides or warding at all. So I could see this being like your biggest problem in like all of your games, where you are just playing super passive. You're not looking for any plays. We're kind of just reacting. We default path back to bot. Yeah, we sit mid until like, I don't even know, the enemy rotates to the sides first, and then we move. But we need to be the ones moving first. We need to be the ones pushing waves and then going. Yeah, so sides just kind of fall apart, and I to be honest, I don't even have to watch the rest of the video, the rest of the VOD, to know like what sort of happens. Yeah, this is like, it makes sense that you have a high KDA and you're not really winning because you're not really playing the game. You're just very reactive to everything. We want to like have a plan to, you know, push our lead. It's, I would say, like, my initial thoughts of you being very like risk averse is kind of incorrect, because I was assuming that you wouldn't want to take fights even if it was like slightly in your favor, if there was a chance that you died, but I was wrong. But now it makes sense, because after watching this, I can tell that it's just that you're not you're kind of just waiting for things to happen, but you're not actively like trying to make plays or set up for plays. So going back to the original comment of the thread, imagine if we just chalked up this gameplay into being extremely unlucky. Like it would take you forever to realize that it's you're like the main problem as to why you aren't climbing. And yeah, like there definitely are moments where you lose a lot and it feels like loser's queue exists, but if it's very not as common as people expect it to be. And that's why I was like, initially when I first saw that comment, I was just like super shocked, and I wanted to do this review. So yeah, if you are, it's really easy to get into the mindset of like, oh, I'm just unlucky. But if we do a VOD review and really look at the game honestly and in a productive way, where you are actively looking to improve, you will be able to see the flaws in your gameplay, as opposed to just, you know, having that victim mindset of, oh, I'm just so unlucky. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a thing or two.